end of this week. This is a quick week, gone by so quickly. Very good morning. Let's see who all are here. Super. Okay. So let's start this morning bright and early. Let's see those people that have the first mover advantage, that are here on time, that are here waiting. If there is any questions or any issue that you are facing as far as procrastinating is concerned, then now is your time to share that. Or if you want any insight on the same, then now is the time that I can help you with that. So is there anyone who has anything that they would like to speak about? You can raise your hand, you can put it on chat. Today is Friday, so it's typically the question and answer day that is there. Yesterday from the question and answers, we got some very great insights that were there. I think that I feel helped the whole group. So, which is why I ask you that if there is anything that you have on your mind, then now is your time to share it, not at 9:20, not at 9:25, when we're just about ready to wrap the session. And then there's one amazing question which comes, which then reminds everyone of the great questions that they have in their minds. So now would be the time for that. I'll give you all like a minute or so. Procrastination due to sometimes a little mood swing. The only activity I do with consistency is attending these sessions. Kudos. See, the thing is simple principle, right? If you can do one thing with consistency, you can do anything with consistency. Now it becomes about the choice that we make. So don't worry, don't start with something overwhelming. Had someone told you that, oh, you need to, you're going to be attending these sessions for 8 months straight, every day at 9 o'clock, it would have overwhelming. You would have probably been like, okay, I don't know if I can make that sort of commitment. Same thing, people want to join a class, they want to do a therapy, they're like, oh, I don't know if I have the time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to spare the time because I have all these work things I've scheduled. I have these family events that are there that are scheduled. So all that's the same logic. The minute it seems so big, it seems overwhelming. Oh, 3 days, I can't do 3 days. The same people who are here since 6 months, 8 months will tell me I can't do 3 days. Even if we're doing it as half-day formats. They'll ask you crazy things like, oh, can you do 1 hour every day? I said, sure. When do you want to finish the first class? After like a month? It doesn't make sense to them, but there is that commitment fear that is there. That needs to go away. So the minute you take baby steps, you go like, okay, I heard about this session. I'm going to do it today. See how I like it. I like it. Okay, let me do it tomorrow. And then you just go on and go forth. So don't overwhelm yourself. Know that nothing is set in stone. You are making choices and you have the freedom to change those choices anytime you like. They're your choices. Okay, it's your life. 20,000 people can have opinions about it, but at the end of the day, you will live the consequences. So as long as you just start, take a step, you see if you like that step, go ahead and take one more step. If you don't, change the step. Don't get overwhelmed, just start. Okay, is there a lag for everyone? No, okay. Yeah, because the recording stopped as well, so I don't know if there is a lag for everyone. If there's, but today I actually left the door a little open so that I would have very slightly open, so that there wouldn't be an internet issue. But let me know if there is problems and multiple if you are having, then I'll look at the internet again. Okay. Then who else is there? I put away an activity saying I will do it later, but that later doesn't come. I just don't get started. With great difficulty, I get started. So have you actually put into action any of the tips that we spoke about this week, Shilpa? Just start with any simple thing.
Yeah, not actually. I've been a little unwell, so maybe yes, I will from now. I will.
To see whichever, even if it is a goal for getting better.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, we always worry about the bigger life goals.
Yeah.
I have to do this. So that is the say all, end all. We are not even thinking about anything else. Start
Yes.
with what is your, like I told you, priorities. Just now I'm not well. My full priority is simply to get better.
Mm.
Okay, let me see what I need to do to get better. Do I need to have this kadha? Do I need to listen to this session? If I mean, there's so many people are going through the COVID wave again.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Listen to those sessions. If you know that that is something you resonate with, you want to do that. Anything, as long as you're moving forward, and write that on your list so you can tick it off.
Yeah.
Because this is confirmation to your mind that you're giving that I did it. So you don't go at the end of the day and go like, yeah, but I'm not doing anything. Okay, today I set out to do this and I did that. So great, one step ahead.
Yes.
All right. If we want, we'll review. And see, the thing is, if any of you feel like you want to get set on your goals, you want to build that community, we can do that. We can review your goals and how you're doing maybe after a week, 2 weeks.
Mm.
If there's anywhere that you're finding a blockage, then we work on releasing that. But start with what we discussed on day one, now that you've had the releases of the other days. Start doing that. If not, then do the release that we've done before again. And if there is something that's coming to an issue, then let us know, because then we can actually work on releasing that for everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Super.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Okay. So Anna says, I have observed in the past that I procrastinated the big things which I felt inconfident of doing, but after having healed my inner child, feeling self-love and raising my self-worth has helped me able to even tackle the big goals without procrastination. Cesta sessions of self-love and downloads have helped immensely. Great, Anna. I'm so happy to hear that. Because like an acknowledgement moving forward, that's what we require. Manjusha, we're still waiting for your testimonial. I'm going to share a link today, not just to you, but on the group for everyone to put that forward and just simply get started. Okay. The first message was, I think, by Neeta, right? I did not understand what the mood swing. Mood swings are very, very normal that are there. It happens to anyone and everyone. I think in our minds, we always amount for that buffer time anyway. So set realistic goals for yourself and then get moving. If you did only 20% of the 100% you set out to do, acknowledge that 20% so that your mind knows that of all this that I did today, when you're acknowledging that 20%, saying this is what I want to do again, then your mind knows this is what I need to repeat. It's like you order all the dishes on a menu when you go for, like a lunch or dinner, and then you decide, you see what you like, and then that's what you'd say, okay, this is what I want again. This is what I want again. And maybe the third or fourth time you go, like, you know exactly what you want at that restaurant as well. Okay. Wrote it. Okay, perfect. Very happy, Manjusha. Let's just get started. When we do these small things, they make a big, big difference. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Or I'm going to just go connect and see what we should be doing. So I heard mood swings as the main thing that was there. Mood swings and the consistency that is lacking. Okay. So we're going to actually then work on the consistency, the clarity, the mood swings. We'll do quick B rounds and then move forward with that. I think we've given everyone plenty time to join until now. Okay. So everyone knows how we do the B rounds, right? Clubbing the karate chop. Although I wish to achieve so much in life, I feel like I keep making lists of all the things that I would like to do. I keep looking around and thinking of and looking at all these people that get so much done in a day. But, however, that inability within me at times to take that first step forward, that could be either because I just don't feel like it today, or because I take the first step, but somewhere I struggle to be consistent with following through with the same. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although, when really asked to prioritize, to think of exactly what I want with complete clarity, with concrete figures, with concrete way of knowing when I would have reached my end goal, sometimes it puts me in a little confusion as I realize that I may not have as much clarity as I want. And that may be something that may be stopping me from taking that first step ahead. Now I choose to have that clarity. Now I choose to allow myself to let go of any fear, any resistance that may be coming in the way of me living my life at my true potential, of me truly setting goals and allowing myself to take action towards achieving those. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although there is sometimes a certain indecisiveness that creeps into when I'm thinking of what it is that I truly want to do and how it is that I truly want to go about it. I'm not sure where this pattern of indecisiveness started or where this confusion in my mind started, where I began to doubt the thoughts that I have, doubt myself, or doubt my capability to do something or achieve something, and the fear within me of being unsuccessful at being able to achieve that goal, or a fear within me of whether it is the correct thing that I am asking for, a fear of success or a fear of failure, a fear of stepping out of my comfort zone, which has crept up within me. I'm not quite sure where it started, but I do know that I started my journey in this life very, very fearless. Fearless when it very, very confident, confident, self knowing, and fearless, so connected within myself that being in my mom's womb, I knew exactly what it is that I wanted for my growth, for me to be able to grow in a healthy and happy manner. And I knew how to ask for it without any worry in my mind, without any procrastination in this communication that was there. There was complete peace within myself and clarity as to what I wanted and how I wanted to ask for it. And I received it. There was complete confidence within me and within my own skills of getting out of that birth canal, of sustaining myself through all the early years, of knowing that no matter what, even if I may not have the words to communicate to those around me, at that point, I was so confident in my ability to get what I needed and to ensure my healthy growth. There was no fear of taking action and sustaining myself. I was happy to take action without any fear of success, without any fear of stepping out of my comfort zone. And slowly and surely, that way I learned how to communicate, how to go from no words to so many words and such a fluent vocabulary today. From simply being able to lie to learning how to turn over, learning how to crawl, learning how to walk, learning how to run. I constantly kept stepping out of my comfort zone at that point to learn new things. I kept taking action even when I failed. I kept learning. I kept moving forward happily, joyously, and without any guilt or resentment for what I didn't know. And now, today, I choose to reconnect to that childlike zeal within me, that childlike confidence, joy, and happiness of learning, that ability to take action without any fear or doubt. I choose to reconnect to that charisma within me that I know I have, to reconnect to that skill within me, and to let go of all the fears, of all the guilt, of all the resentment that needlessly clouded my space as I grew up. I know now that I am ready to let that heavy energy of fear and doubt go. I know now that I am ready to connect to my full potential that I came into this world with. I know now that I am willing, ready, and happy to take that next step with complete clarity, complete joy. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Both hands on your chest, 7 deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose. All of that childlike wonder, that charisma, that confidence, and reconnecting to that part of you that kept on going, that had no fear, no doubt. Reconnecting to how amazing it feels when you're learning without any fear or doubt, with simply joy. Reconnecting to how powerful that mode of learning is. But even as a toddler, even as a baby, as an infant, as a baby in the womb, you had complete clarity of what it is that you wanted, when it is that you wanted that. And your priorities were set straight because you had that complete clarity. There was no question of whether I should be walking now or I should be learning how to dance. You simply knew what, how, and how to get there. And there was no fear of any wrong steps taken. And as you reconnect to that energy now, realizing how pointless holding on to all the guilt, all the resentment is, as it steals you of your own power, of your own joy. Simply start rubbing the karate chop again and say, although I have lived many, many years and many, many incidents thinking, I wish I did this, I could have, I should have, harboring some or the other guilt or resentment for actions I took or for those that I missed taking in the past. Now I realize that that energy is simply holding me back and doing nothing more. And as I realize this, I also understand that those situations, that those incidents happened for me to learn something from them. Until I choose to be weighed down by the guilt and the resentment, I may be blocking myself from taking the learning and jumping forward in my life, being able to truly incorporate that learning and move forth. So now I consciously decide, and my subconscious follows, as I choose to take my learning from any incidents that I may have been holding within my heart, from any of those incidents that caused guilt or resentment, I choose to let the guilt and resentment go. As I happily and joyously take the learning that came from those incidences and incorporate that into my present and into my future, I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although I feel like I start something, but I lack the consistency in doing so. I keep seeking for motivation outside of me when I realize that it is only that motivation that's inside of me and the discipline that I would have to show up every single day. The clarity of thought when I allow myself to introspect, understand, and think of what may be blocking me and how I can overcome it. The minute I allow myself to take a baby step forward, even towards the end goal, I know that I'm moving forward, and I know what it feels like now to be able to acknowledge myself for every small step that I take, for every little bit that I move ahead, knowing and allowing myself to have that positive reinforcement as I choose to move forward. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Although I really understand all this and I really want to achieve my goals, but they seem so big. I'm not quite sure where to start or how I can even do the same. I would love to do things, I would love to achieve my goals, but I feel so overwhelmed at not knowing where to start. I know that there are people that inspire me all around me that I can learn from, understand from. I know that at the other end of this anxiety lie all my answers. I know that as I allow myself to introspect and ask myself those simple questions, I will have a way forward. I know that as I shed my fear, that the answers will automatically come. I know that it's better to take some action, even if it is a wrong action, than no action at all. That the only way to reach your goal is to keep moving forward. I know that nothing is set in stone and that even if plan A fails, there is a plan B. I know that the minute I reconnect to the divine light within me, to my true power, to my true intuitive self that has these answers, to my real potential, without any fear, without any guilt, that I will be able to move forward easily and joyously, that I choose to now move forward in the energy of joy, to allow myself each of these things, to allow myself that sense of achievement. I still choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself and heal and integrate that part of me. Both hands on your chest, taking in 7 deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Breathing in a zeal for life, joy, confidence, all of your best qualities that make this journey of moving forward a happy one. Breathing out any stigma, any guilt, any resentment, any fears, anything heavy that was holding you back. Breathing in clarity, comfort, that beautiful unconditional love and light that's there supporting you always. Breathing out any fears of being alone, fears of failing, or fears of being too successful and left alone. Breathing in the confidence within yourself. And your own skill set. Breathing out any harsh words that you may have heard, thought about yourself that may be holding you back. Breathing in joy, positivity, a let's do this feeling. As you've connected to that childlike curiosity to learn, to move forward, simply because you want to. A child is never tied to a timeline. A child doesn't care if the milestone to start walking is 12 months or to start speaking is 13. They decide to learn and grow at their own pace anyway. They decide that no matter the pressures, they grow, they come in at their own time. No doctor in the world can say exactly when the child will be born. A child, you, when you were in that womb, had that complete clarity and knew how to operate without taking on all of the societal pressures and norms and every single thing. You knew how to filter and take what really worked for you. And to move happily and confidently in your own manner of learning, in your own style of walking, in your own stride, in your own cute way of speaking and learning. You knew how to have so much confidence in yourself and to know that all the answers are within you and that any support that you need is always going to be there for you. And you've achieved so much. And today, in this very moment, I want you to connect to any childhood moment such that your mind may take you to, where you felt so happy and having achieved the task that you were working so hard towards. Whether it was walking, whether it was taking your first few steps, whether it was saying your first word, whether it was something you remember from later or even more before, whether it was simply taking birth. Whatever your mind takes you to, connecting to that complete visual, all the sounds of excitement around, and the feeling of joy, such pure joy, accomplishment within you. Anything else that you might be feeling in that moment. And reconnecting to this feeling. Anchoring it for yourself. Right where you keep your hands. When you do your deep breaths, center of your chest. Centering this feeling here, knowing it's here for you. Whenever you choose to reconnect to it. You may choose to center it elsewhere as well. Simply place your hand wherever you want to anchor this feeling. Wherever you want to anchor all these visuals, these sounds, this feeling and know that it's here safely kept and stored in your body for you to access anytime you need that extra boost. Feeling thankful, feeling joyous, feeling grateful, and ready with that spring in your step to move forward. Whenever you feel ready, come back into this room and open your eyes. Okay, we'll give everyone a minute more because I still see some ceilings that are there. Okay. I see faces to those ceilings. Okay. So I hope you all had a good release as we did the B rounds today. We'd incorporated some other techniques within it too. Just I hope you've anchored that feeling wherever you like. All you need to do to access it. Now I'd ask if you want to anchor it here, you could anchor it here. You could anchor it wherever you like. All you need to do when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're in that moment, simply close your eyes, take in 3 deep breaths and put your hands right there and reconnect to that feeling. You can do the whole long meditation that we've done, or even do that in that instant. Okay, you're going in to take that big decision. You're going into, sort of that meeting where you need that. Just reconnect to that. And you should, we all have it. We've all been there. So there is no doubting that. There's no question that you haven't. Today, the fact that you can understand everything that I'm saying means you've mastered language at least, right? You might have had a whole vocabulary in your head. You have all these thoughts in your head, but you didn't know how to get it out. I have a baby who's crying outside. He has all these words in his head, but he doesn't know how to get those out. But you learn. You learn, you say some wrong words, you say some words that completely don't fit till you learn. And then you fine tune it and fine tune it some more. It's okay if you don't have a memory of your baby days. But you do know that you learned how to speak, right? That's all you need to know. You know that you did that. Nobody else did it for you. 1 million people could teach you, but you did it. Today, you'll have all sorts of milestones. Everyone will throw it. They should do this by this age, this by this age. Does a baby care? No. We as parents, maybe we care. Oh, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. But they know they're learning at their own pace. I've seen today babies that are born really early, compared to their due date, that are born right then, but they've all grown at their own pace. They decide when they want to come. So many people who plan C-sections and they know they want to get the baby out in this moment, at this exact time, because they know they're going to have a C-section now. They want to plan the time so that it's an auspicious time and all. You will still see if the baby has different plans, suddenly they go into labor before that. I have friends who planned C-sections, it's a second or third C-section. So they know exactly when they want to have it. Now they're going to labor 10 days before that. What can you do? Nothing. Go for it. Or they have it planned and I had to have a C-section and they told me you need to have a C-section. I had C-sections for both my babies. For my first one, they told me, the liquid is less, blah, blah, blah. We need to have a C-section. We'll do it this time. And I kept telling, I want my baby to come at their own time. So if you insist we have to do this, I'm okay with that. But I mean, if you're, because everyone's like, if you're getting a C-section, might as well see the timing, the muhurat, all that. I said, if the good muhurat starts from this time onwards, just take me into the OT after that. So then they can come in any given moment. It's not at this particular minute you're getting them out. And, the doctor said, yeah, okay, but, we can do. Guess what? Modi made a speech and said there's a lockdown coming. Suddenly, my doctor is running around frantically getting supplies. My doula is running around getting supplies frantically. I told them I don't want to be on any IV or drip before that, and I mean, I remember telling them, can I just have something nice to eat? I don't want to have any IV or drip that, you're starting me on and, be in this space where I'm going to feel so, oh my God, what's going to happen? They said, yeah, we'll push it back a little bit. We'll push it back by an hour, but you have to start if you want a C-section. And it wasn't planned. So you'll have to. Suddenly, everything went for a toss and it worked out exactly the way the baby wanted it to. They didn't put any drip. They didn't put anything till I was in the OT. Because everyone was panicking so much around that they were all busy doing this. I couldn't care less because who even knew what a lockdown means at that point? At that point, my priority was having a baby. We didn't know when the first lockdown came, nobody knew that we were expecting something of this magnitude. So I've seen every single time babies come at their own given time. Yes, Amita, we'll quickly take your question. My battery, laptop's actually on low battery. So then we're going to have to wrap up quick. Yes, Amita. What, let me see. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Richa. Amazing session. Thank you so much for it. I resonated with every word you mentioned. I just want to say that there was no, I mean, I can't remember.
There's a lot, your voice is breaking a lot.
I'm told, sorry, that when I was, oh, what to do?
What we will do is
it any better?
It is. You're going to have to tell me quickly before my battery dies. Okay, again, she's stuck. Okay, so what we will do.
No, I can't hear you.
What we will do, Amita, is whatever is on your mind, put it on the group later and I'll answer it there because your voice is cutting a lot. So it's going to be very, very broken. You put it there and we'll look at it at that point. Okay. But for all of you, connect to your strengths, connect to the amazing self that you are. You've come from such wisdom. I always say, like, we had all the wisdom when we were younger. We knew what we wanted, when we wanted, how we wanted it, even if everyone looked at us like we don't know what we're doing. People look at babies like they have no idea what they're doing, like they're these helpless little creatures that need our help. They don't. They're so much more advanced than we are. There's such divine light within them. And that is the same divine light we have. We just put layers of conditioning on it to fit a mold, which we don't need. Today, you've shaped to what you want it to be. Now, all you need to do is reconnect to that. Doesn't mind if you do not remember it, but you do know you learned how to walk, you learned how to talk. Those two are great. As long as you know you did this, as long as you know you can walk and talk, you have all the resources that you need. So if there's anyone who refutes that, we can think about it. Doesn't matter if you learn later, if you learned earlier. You learned, right? And today it serves you well. So a child, when they fall, they don't go like, but I fell, oh my God, I fell. What will happen if I fall again? How did I fall this way? How did I not know how to do it? But the baby next to me is walking. How can I not walk? They just take the next step and they forget they've fallen the next minute. I cannot tell you how many times my child falls in a day. Falls and gets up and falls and gets. And in fact, if we go like, oh my God, are you okay? They just get annoyed because they just want to move forward. So first people used to be like, what, you're not holding me, he fell down. I'm like, but he's fine. He's already running to the next thing. If he's really hurt, he knows that I'm here. He'll come to me and he'll be fine. They know, you knew. Reconnect to that and simply get started. Okay. So I hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll reconnect on Monday with a new topic. We'll be posting it as well on the group. And until then, all of you have a great weekend. Get started. Okay, just get started and then keep on moving.